Hey guys, welcome to Blaugrana United. Welcome to another video. And Blaugranas, we have done it. We have won the 2018-2019 La Liga title. And you might think that, why am I saying that? The league is not sealed right now. It is in a favorable position, but it is not sealed. We haven't won anything yet, and you are right. But if we don't win this league title, I want the club to get rid of every single player and of Ernesto Valverde, because this would be the biggest ridicule, embarrassing moment of any football team if with 7 games remaining and 11 points clear, 12 with the average goal in favor of us, this would be the biggest ridicule ever seen in world football. So yes, I think that we've won the league title already. Not by great football, not by great play at all this season, but we have done it and we deserve it. We've been better than Atletico Madrid and we've been better than Real Madrid. Now, with that out of the way, I wanna start talking about the game itself. But before that, let's talk about the lineups. Ernesto Valverde opted to start with a lineup of Marc-Andre ter Stegen in net, with Sergio Roberto, Jordi Alba, Piqué and Longley in defense. A midfield three of Sergio Busquets, Ivan Rakitic and Arthur. And in the forward line we had Felipe Coutinho, Luis Suarez and Lionel Messi. And Diego Simeone opted to start with Jan Oblak, Jimenez, Godin, Santiago Arias, Felipe Luis, a midfield 4 of Koke, Saul, Rodri and Thomas, and a forward line of Antoine Griezmann and Diego Costa. Now, where do I start? I think that it is better to start with the likes of Diego Costa. I have no idea what to say about Diego Costa right now, because he completely lost his head. This was an absolutely ridiculous thing to do in a game. Like, your team could have gone to 5 points instead of going to 11 points. And what does this guy do? He gets himself sent off because God knows what he told to the referee. I think we can all have a good guess of what he said to the referee, but like, what are you doing? Like, to everyone that says Diego Costa, it's a really smart player that he tries to get in the face of defenders and getting them into trouble and stuff like that. Yes, in occasions he's good at like that. He's good at doing that. But I think he takes it to another level that is completely unnecessary. Like, players that do that and they have sort of a way to get away with it, I think you can surely say Luis Suarez, because for the most part he gets into the face of players, but he doesn't manage to do it. He does it in a very, how would you call it, a very discreet way of doing things. Like, he might get a little bit more intense than he needs to be, but he doesn't get into that much trouble as players like Sergio Ramos, Diego Costa, like, you know, things like that. Like, another example, a good example for Real Madrid would be the likes of, I don't know, maybe Casemiro, who is pretty intense, but he does it in a smarter way than the likes of Ramos and Diego Costa, as stated before. Now, with that, the game was conditioned by that 26-minute sent off of Diego Costa, as I've said, and from that point on, the game was very, how you call it, pretty crap, to be honest. Like, I mean, yes, I give credit to Jan Oblak because, my good God, I am so I was so glad when Luis Suarez scored that beautiful goal. But on that goal, I'll talk about it later. Jan Oblak had a fantastic game. He made a lot of saves. My goodness, like he saved a shot. There was a shot going to the post from Jordi Alba. Philippe Coutinho, he had a save from Coutinho, Malco, Messi. Like, oh, this was beating Jan Oblak. Like, to any team that has to face Marc-Andre ter Stegen and Jasper Citizen, now I can apologize from Barcelona because they won't apologize, because they don't need to apologize, but I will apologize because it must be pretty freaking frustrating to have a goalkeeper being godlike in a game where you could have scored a few goals by halftime and your goalkeeper just ends up saving everything. Okay, given some of the shots went right at him, but nevertheless he had an absolutely fantastic game. It is pretty unfair that Jan Oblak was in the losing side today because he was fantastic today. In other words, the game at the beginning, the first 15 minutes, I have to say it was pretty good. It was good speed. We have good concentration. We were moving the ball fast. We were creating a lot of chances. We were making Atletico not able to get out of their own half. But after that, after Diego Costa getting sent off and Atletico going to 10 men, the game changed. I think the players kind of saw, okay, there's a few players on yellows. They have 10 men. They'll have their reference striker to send the ball forward, and he can hold up play. So, and we have a game against United on Wednesday. So let's just play it slowly. And to be honest, I'm gonna agree with that plan because we needed this win, but a draw would have been also equally as good as the win today. The win just sends us 3 points clear, but I think with 8 points, the league would have still been done. I would still be confident that we should win the league title with 8 points clear, but now we're at 11. And it was very, slow. Like, we were still dominant the game. We still deserved the win. We still generated chances. But I kind of think that we should have done a little bit more. And, Philippe Coutinho had a better game today, I will say. I think Suarez, other than the goal and the intensity that he showed, he wasn't very accurate today with his passes, his shots, his play overall. Like, there was times where he was trying to blitz pass. He was trying to make an auto pass to himself by taking on Godin, and he wasn't able to. Like, I think Luis Suarez, he's just lost the explosivity that he used to have, that burst of speed that he used to have. I don't think that he's able to do that anymore, and it's very unfortunate because that is one of the best qualities that Luis Suarez used to have. And I think that going forward we need to really think about another striker today. But that finish, oh my word, that saying of form is temporary, class is permanent, has never been more accurate with Luis Suarez today, because my good word, how fast he took that shot and the bend, like that was, I don't think even in FIFA you make shots like that accurate. It was unreal. Like, Luis Suarez was absolutely phenomenal with that shot. Like, he saved us today. And then Lionel Messi, the one that doesn't appear in the important moments, the one that it's the 5th best player in the world, the player that doesn't shoot with his right, doesn't score headers, only has one dribble, that player, he just walked around in the area, and instead of shooting to anywhere where any other player would have done, he just makes a pass to the corner, just passes the ball to the corner, and scores the second for Barcelona, sealing the 3 points for us. As I've said, the game wasn't very good, but I think the players are well rested, I think that game against United, we are gonna give 100%, or at least I expect to give 100%, because after seeing that, if we don't give 100%, I would be very disappointed. But saying that, we have everything to win the treble this season. Other than I don't have any confidence in us still winning the Champions League, because this level of competition is not good enough to beat Manchester City, Juventus, Liverpool, or United. And in my honest opinion, it's not good enough. At least it's not good enough in order to make me confident. We can beat any team that in the world because we have fantastic players. We have the best players in the world, and therefore we are able to do things like that, to beat any team in world football. Doesn't mean that we are gonna beat every team in world football. That does not mean that. It means that we have the ability, but so do they, to beat us with this current form that we've been showing. As I've said, I am really happy, regardless of me being a little bit critical of the team, but it is time to put our heads to the Champions League, play that Copa del Rey final when it comes in May 25th, and just try to get all titles and have 19 titles in 11 years in comparison to our other Spanish rivals in Madrid, who are going to have 8 titles at the end of this season. 19 to 8, and yet they're supposed to be the best team of this decade. That's a joke. Don't joke around. Alright. Now, saying that, I want to talk about a little bit about Arthur. I think that in previous 2 or 3 games, he wasn't being the best Arthur. I think that he's been mentally slow. He hasn't been, doing the things that he's the master at, that he's the boss at. But in this game, he was a little bit better, considering the state of the team, how the speed of our play. Arthur was showing himself. He was shielding the ball. He was doing the things that he was supposed to do, and he was doing a little bit better. Now I hope that he can be he can play with a team that's a lot faster. And also, I want to talk about Malcolm. That electricity that he gives when he comes on. I was considering about selling him and bringing in Irving Lozano, but I think having Malcolm here, all that he's had to go through, and he's still giving 100%. I think that kid deserves a chance, and we should keep him now. I think that he can still give us a lot of intensity in the defense, in pressuring up high the field, and I think that we should keep Malcolm for next season. I would love to see in the next couple games that the league is basically sealed, like the Huesca games, things like that. I would love to see Malcolm, Aleñá, Ricky Puig, Todivo, Miranda, players like that have a chance in playing in the first team a few games. I'm not saying every game, because we have a lot of players. We have our booking in the whole team, but Miranda, it could be a sub for Jordi Alba, in some La Liga games. Aleñá could have more protagonism. Todivo could maybe play against Huesca. PK is not able to. We could maybe play Malcolm more and rest Suarez and Messi. We playing with Dembele, try Coutinho in midfield with Arthur. That would be very interesting as well. And yeah, Coutinho was very good today too. He played well for like an hour, and then he was very stale, but it's not his position. He gave a right attitude. The team overall they didn't give a good attitude, but they had a right level of concentration. So we didn't concede a lot of chances today. We conceded some chances, but not a lot of chances. We completely deserved this win, and let's hope that in Wednesday we can have just as good a result or better against Manchester United in the quarterfinals of the Champions League this season. With that said, leave your comments in the comment section below. What do you think about the game? Who do you think that is going to win the Champions League? Can Barcelona win the Champions League? And I'll see you on the next one, Blaugranas.